Right, so courtesy of Min-Chi Kuo, we have some details regarding the new MacBook Air, so let's delve into the report. But first, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so I'll be honest guys, Min-Chi Kuo does not reveal anything groundbreaking about this new MacBook Air. Instead, he's just confirming or reiterating the information we already know. So for example, the main tidbit he says is that we should see a mini LED panel on the next MacBook Air. Now this has already been revealed by Kuo himself a few months ago, but I guess it's nice that he is confirming that this is still on track to be happening. Actually, to be fair, with the mini LED production issues, I did actually think that maybe there was a chance we could see regular LCD on the next MacBook Air instead, and so it's great to hear that won't be the case. So in case you don't know about mini LED, essentially it brings better colors, better contrast ratios, and higher brightness than LCD, but without the drawbacks that comes with OLED, because of course on a larger panel OLED has a higher risk of burn-in, and I'm sure many of you guys don't want that. So yes, Mini LED offers that via media option, and I'm glad it's coming to the MacBook Air. But obviously there will be a price to pay for this feature because, much like Mark Gurman said, this M2 MacBook Air should be more expensive than its M1 counterpart, and so yes, expect this to be starting at around $1,100 or $1,200 due to the new design and mini LED. Now the only thing I'm wondering is, what are the differences going to be between the displays on the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air? Because right now there's a difference with the brightness, I believe, and so is Apple going to maintain that and make the mini LED panels on the MacBook Pro slightly brighter, or maybe are we going to see the exact same panels across all MacBooks? Personally, I don't think it's going to be the former, because I don't think Apple's going to give an entry-level MacBook the same exact display as a higher end model, and so yes, maybe the MacBook Air has a low brightness, but either way it should be a massive improvement over the current M1 model. Anyways, moving on to the next tidbit, Kuo literally says that hey, there's a redesign. That's it, that's literally what he says. There's a redesign, but he offers no specific information on what's exactly changing. Now thankfully we have got information about this from other sources. For example, John Prosser says that basically all the elements of the 24-inch iMac are coming over to the MacBook Air, and of course he also gave us some renders showcasing the new design, and yeah, it's fair to say it's left a lot of you guys quite split on this new design language. Now I actually don't mind the bezels, I think they're fine, and the colors look great. The issue for me is, number one, there is a white keyboard and that can get dirty very easily, but also there is no tapered side, and that is really weird for a MacBook Air because the tapered sides is an iconic design element that makes a MacBook Air a MacBook Air, and so yes, it's a little weird that Apple's removing that allegedly with the new design. Also, one weird thing about the design is that there's a full-sized function row much like we have on the iMac, and so that means they've made the trackpad slightly smaller. Now that's a pretty interesting move because Apple nearly always flexes the size of their trackpad and how it's getting bigger, and so it's sort of weird they're willing to make the trackpad smaller on the new MacBook Air. But guys, I'll be honest, I'm nitpicking at this point, and overall the design looks great, and this new design language does make sense because we do need some differentiation between the consumer and prosumer lineup, because right now the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro look way too similar, and so yes, I will gladly welcome the white bezels and the fun colors. Min-Chi Kuo also says the next MacBook Air should launch in 2022, and this does make sense because obviously we've heard from other sources like Dylan on Twitter that yes, Apple is planning a release in the first half of 2022, so expect a spring event where they could cover the new MacBook Air, the new iPad Air, and also the new iPhone SE3. And yes, I know some were saying a November release might happen, but do remember we did not see the MacBook Pros at WWDC, and so they now take the November slot, since obviously Apple does not want to release an M1X prosumer device and an M2 consumer device together at the same event. But anyways, that's all the details on the M2 MacBook Air. Let me know in the comments below, are you thinking of buying this or not? Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video in the icon above about details regarding the iPhone SE 3. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.